Hey guys, welcome to season 2, episode 8, our final episode of the season. So sad. Of the Letters from the Principal podcast. It has been an honor and a privilege being with you. I am your co-host, Mary Almonte, and today we're going to talk about My Kid is the Bully. And I'm going to kick it over to Des for the last time this season to get into what that really means and who we have here as our special guest today.
Hi. It is the last episode. This is so sad. But today, as our guest, we have my fellow Capricorn queen and my accountability partner in life and all things, Emerald Knox.
Hi.
Famed New York photographer, marketing maven. Just Emerald. The one thing I can say about Emerald, and I won't even like go too far because when my friends come on here, I go too far. She makes everything big, but not just for herself, for you. And when I say that, when I was doing a show, she would be like, "Do this, and then do this, and why aren't you doing this?" And I'll be like, "I just kind of just live my life on a small scale. I just like get it done." And she really showed me in our friendship, like, don't do what's comfortable. Go big. Like, sometimes people like to play it small, or I don't want to wear glitter, or, and sometimes you need a friend that tells you like, no, you're not doing enough. Like she used to tell me, "Girl, you got 3 shows on TV right now. You ain't doing enough, bitch." And I'd be like, "I thought I was." And then I'd be like, well maybe
I'm
not
telling people you're doing it, but you're like too humble.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't have to be humble. Sometimes you need to pop your shit. And like a true Brooklyn native, that's what she does. But she also has a son named JoJo. And we have sons the same age, just like me and Mary. And I love JoJo. He has a great personality. And I feel like him and my kids are like kind of different and the same kids from Mommy Moguls. So it's like latchkey kid, but not really latchkey because they doing some shit themselves, but then we were right there. And when you have a latchkey kid and when you're building a business, you don't really know what's going on when the school call. And we've had those school calls, and I figure she'd be really good for this episode because is my kid a bully? You don't know when the school calls because it comes up to you telling your kid. And she has a really good relationship with her son, and he's a real creative thinker. And I think that this episode is going to be really good. So to dive into it, I'm going to kick it to Kim.
Thank you. And might I say that this entire season, I don't think I've introduced myself. Have I?
You have.
I've said my full name.
I feel like I just
talk.
No, I think Kim, in the beginning, we've introduced you.
Okay, good. Just Chiron. This is Chiron. I'm like, nobody knows who you are. Yeah. Like on the podcast, I mean.
Well, go ahead and do it if you want to before we sign out.
Well, it is, in episode 8. Let me tell you who I am in episode 8. I'm Kim Osorio, and it's great to be here with you guys. But I'm a mother of 3. I said this before. I did. I said it on the first episode.
If they don't know that, then they have not been paying attention.
You've had to go from 1 to 8. Season 2, I've said on episode 1 who I was, and now we're at episode 8, and let me tell you who I am again. So I'm Kim, and yay, very happy to be here sharing these stories with you guys just about our parenting and just parenting while we're juggling everything else going on in our lives. And I love this My Kid is the Bully topic because I don't know whether my kid is a bully because the definition of bully has changed now, right? Because I don't think we considered back in our day coming up, it wasn't the same type of bullying, right?
True.
Like
there wasn't technology.
Like a bully to me was the person who took your lunch money. That's what I thought a bully to be. Back in my day.
Yeah.
Right? They came up, they taken your lunch money or
they beat you up,
whatever. Right.
They give you wedgie, all the stuff on TV.
Yeah. All the stuff that we saw. Nowadays, I don't think my kid is the bully, but 2 of my kids, 2 out of 3 have been investigated for bullying in their school system.
Not investigating.
Investigated.
Not they started the case.
It is an HIB, an investigation, right?
Oh.
Into
Not Emerald knew what that was right
No,
away.
I was saying, no, I didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
The way they
They-
labeled
I was
it
like,
is
I didn't know what
scary.
a HIB is. so-
Yes, it is harassment, intimidation, and bullying.
Wow.
And well, Mary said before, she's like, I don't know about this Fort Lee school system.
Yeah,
it's a
I'm,
little different in
I'm,
New Jersey.
I got a side eye to the little Fort Lee school
Yeah.
system here.
So, you know, two of them have gone through that in school. Both of the investigations, or maybe Corey got investigated more than once, but both of them have been cleared of all charges
Okay.
against them, right?
Freedom till it's backwards.
Right. But was there a
Yeah.
moment where you thought they were the bully in that process?
I don't, knowing my kids, no. I know they're not mean.
Okay.
You know, I know they have maybe the.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing because of you. I'm laughing because of me because I'm the opposite. I'd be like,
No.
they probably did it.
No. But, you know, it was warranted, right? So, you know, if they were approached like a certain way, they may have, you know, given off some sort of energy that could be interpreted as bullying, right? But now everything gets investigated in the school system. So, you know, and I want to go to you, Emerald, and just ask you about the actual topic that we're talking about and how you got here, right? And hear your story, because before I even go into any stories, I'm still asking myself, like, why did my kids get investigated? Were they doing things that they shouldn't have been doing?
Yeah. Well, I think what happens when we send our kids to these like good schools, that they kind of contact us a little bit too much and like take everything to the extreme.
Right.
So in my son's case, as I was telling Des and the other producers, my son is not a bully,
Mhm.
but he will bark back.
Right.
So he won't start it,
Right.
but he will finish
He'll
it,
finish
and
it.
you'll be crying, and then I will have to come, and so I don't know if that's bullying, right? Because he's defending himself, but because he defends himself so well, he ends up being the person who's in trouble,
Right.
which is like,
So
Yeah.
what happens in your case? The school calls you, they say what?
yeah. I mean, I was trying to think about his childhood. It's only been a few instances, maybe
Mhm.
like one or maybe three, right? And most of it has been like someone was teasing him, but his jokes were better.
Right.
And then he got louder.
Right.
And then he wanted to perform.
Right.
So that person ended up getting humiliated in front of a crowd or in front of teachers and stuff.
Right.
And they're like, Johan, you can't do that. When something happens to you, you should just tell the teacher.
Right.
And he's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
and when I come up, honestly, I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, we're both sitting there like, why? That doesn't make sense. Someone started it. You guys didn't de-escalate it.
Yeah.
So he finished it for himself. So every time I go up to the school, I kind of defend him.
Right.
I take his
as a
side
mom,
first.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what we do.
And then there was
I'm
another instance with women, which scared the life out of me because
Oh, the girl.
as a black mother to a black man, you can't say something. You touched a girl butt or
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. Sorry. You
Yeah,
can't do it.
absolutely not.
He's like, no, she likes me.
Right.
And I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah. And I don't like her back. So she went and said that I touched her and I didn't. And the
Mm.
girl lied. And she had a history of it. But
Whoa.
as parents, if we don't fight for our children, like
Right.
he could have had, I don't know
That could have gone.
if that would have went on his record. So his
right. a
his
whole different way.
now I'm putting it on the record, but it was
We'll
expunged.
block the school. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. Block.
No, but
there's
it's
a
like-
very long block
He
list.
didn't
for
do
this
anything.
podcast.
Yes.
And not to say that the Me Too movement is not real, but sometimes our little girls are watching how easily you could destroy somebody at a young age, at 13 and 12.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm
just
just
because someone
saying
doesn't
that.
like you, you can say, they did this to me, and then you will be believed. And my son, I was so shocked.
Well, that's tough because that
It was scary.
that
Yeah, because I'm
whole
like,
Me
believe women,
Too,
but I'm like,
right.
girl, you lying on my son.
Well, it's starting really early.
And her dad called. It could have got messy. Her
Yeah,
dad was like,
definitely could
my
have got messy.
daughter. And the girl finally confessed.
Wow. Yeah, you never really know because at that point, then it becomes.
Well, she's
one
so young,
student's
so it's not
word
like she's
against
like-
the other.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
she's so young, she probably was like, I'm scared. Like this lie, I'm going to just confess.
Mm.
But what if she had never learned that lesson and she went into her 18, 22, 30, lying on someone because they don't
Yeah. Well, I
like
mean,
you?
I think we're all pretty much trained when we get those calls to defend our sons, to defend our kids, right? Because you don't know what this is. And I always tell my kids, listen, I mean, 2 of my kids have been caught shoplifting. Like, I mean, it's, I've gone through it I've had to go to Sephora. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Listen, it was Primark for me.
Listen, I had to go to Sephora, pick her up. I knew she did it. In my heart, I knew this little girl went in there. But when they called, first of all, they didn't even call me. They called Kayla because she told them to call her mom and gave her sister's number. And what happened was,
she's a pro.
After her
What's
sister, Pisces.
Oh yeah, she's a pro.
After her sister got a little nervous because Kayla's not really, and said like, Mom, I have something to tell you, because they were like, you have to come get her.
What's
basically.
Kayla's sign?
Libra.
Snitch.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. So, which I'm glad. I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that. And so I go.
She said, girl, you ain't about to get me in trouble. She
and I mean, I am super pissed, but I'm going to defend my kid regardless of what she did, right? And I remember I went into the store. Listen, this is we talk about charges and all
Oh,
this.
yeah. Oh, no. Charges is different.
I went into the store and there were 2 girls, my daughter and her friend, sitting in the office. And the first thing that the clerk did was say, you got to sign this. I said, I'm not signing anything. Is she free to leave? That was my thing.
Oh, that little notice or whatever happened.
Like, you can't come back to the mall. I'm not signing anything. Is she free to leave?
Yeah.
I said, looked at her. I said, let's go. Then they want to keep the other little girl. I said,
she was with her friend.
Yeah. I said, what's she doing? They said, oh, well, we're waiting for her parents. I said, what happened with her? Nothing. No, she's coming with me too. Let's go. And they were upset because they wanted me to sign something. I'm not signing anything. But I knew my kid had done wrong, but I still wanted to defend her. You know what I mean? In other situations with Corey at school, I don't know. Like I'm the worst parent to call. Like if you're the teacher and you want to call home, I'm the worst parent to call because you think you're going to get like, hi. I'm literally, when that school number is on my phone, my attitude is like, something is wrong with my child, right? So I'm picking up hello? Hi, Miss Osorio, blah, blah, blah. Is Corey okay? Yes.
So
okay.
bye.
Now you can proceed
Yeah.
to tell me what you want to tell me. Today in class, Corey was a little disrespectful. Some words were said. It's almost like you're disturbing me.
Yo,
yeah,
can
do
I
your
say,
job? Now,
like,
I hate the
it's almost
knick-knack
like
paddywhack calls.
Yeah. But it's funny because
Ooh, girl, how much you get paid a month? Tell them to sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
She's in
I'm
class.
like, wait, what
it's
you calling
funny to me
for?
because knowing the 2 of you and you're sitting next to each other so intimately, and it's like though y'all are the 2 opposite. You are giving very Mariah Carey right now with like, yeah, somebody was bad. My kid, Corey, who's that? Like,
no, like,
and I feel
it's
like
defensive. Like, look, I want to make sure my kid is okay, and I want to make sure he didn't or she didn't do anything serious.
egregious.
Right. But now
A little
you
bad
just
is
telling
okay.
me they was mouthing off to you in class. Get off my phone.
Right.
Get off my phone.
Right.
This is not bullying or anything really that I think the teachers of our days, they were handling this differently.
Well, okay, there's a few things there.
Right.
We were a little more scared of teachers in our day, I think. Right? Like now there is all this shit like ACS and calling the cops and blah, blah, blah. Back in our, if the teacher would call my mother, which didn't happen often, but if she did, I was getting my ass beat just off rip.
Just
right.
because of the call.
Right, just because the teacher disrupted my
Right.
mother. Like, so I did not want that to happen.
Right.
And
so you were
right.
gonna
So I was a
behave.
little yes. And I think this goes to a previous episode we had where it's like, kids these days are not as
different though,
afraid.
because you can't trust when you're getting that phone call
Yeah.
from the school or whoever, your kid, you're like, what is this really about?
Yeah.
You're
Well,
trying
I
to
think
not
they're
get
covering
sued.
their bases. That's
Right.
what my friends who work in education say, that they're just making sure that they make the calls just in case, because
documenting
kids
it.
Kids are lying.
Mm.
Things happen, and they can get in trouble and lose their
Yeah.
jobs.
And
But
I think
the
that's
way-
what it becomes about. So it's less about what your kid really did and more about like, I want to make sure I do what I need to do to protect myself.
Well, I've had 2 instances with bullying, and I don't know. Depending on the episode you've seen, depending on which kid's my favorite kid. I say my personality treads more towards Jay,
Mm,
and Xavier is more his father
mm.
in his demeanor. Jay had an incident with bullying where he told somebody, dig your dead granny up, tell her suck my dick. They
that was very specific.
Mhm.
yeah, said dig your dead granny up, tell her she can suck my dick.
That's
The principal, oh, I want to read something to you. I'm sitting in there with Jay. I'm like, what's she about to read to me? Talking about, I don't know. She put me at lunch. He's mad. He's a hungry nigga.
Right.
I love him. That's my baby. He irritated. I'm irritated. Like, Jay, did you text such and such outside of school? He talking about, yeah, we in a group chat.
right.
Like,
Right.
he's still confused. She said something, so then she reads what he said. She said, did you say it? He said, mm-hmm. She's like, he's like, yeah. Tell him scroll up
Mm-hmm.
about why I said it.
Right.
Right.
They didn't bring that part in.
Right.
Well, when I went in his phone, brought the part in, it was a monkey meme.
Right.
Now, you did it first, he did it worse. Fuck
Period.
you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bullying.
That's not
Another one,
bullying.
Xavier with that girl whose daddy used to work for that famous, I won't say it, famous messaging app. The daddy was a lawyer. So he really thought he had cooked me.
Right.
They brought us in there and they were like, he's been harassing her. So Xavier, he nervous. He in there sweating, hands jittering. He don't even really talk for real. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm like, what happened? No, we get in there. They cooking us. He ain't saying nothing. So the teacher's like, we can have a follow-up meeting on Friday with all the parents. He gets in the car. Well, I did call her ugly. I did tell her that she should die. But before we went there, I was her friend. I
Right.
did like her. She was calling me all day on a blockchain, like harassing me on the
Right.
phone. He was like, I got there. So I had to print out all the records. And then he said she insinuated, you both know this story, but wait, I'm going to get to a part where y'all remember. She insinuated sucking his dick on Fortnite.
Oh.
Xavier's smart.
These
He
kids.
saved the video.
Right.
He gave it to me. So then I took that video, the call log,
Mm-hmm.
and then in between us fighting on like Wednesday, we're supposed to go back up there Friday. She called on Wednesday. I answered the FaceTime. Yo, stop calling him, girl.
Period.
She's talking about, okay. I said, ain't we in war with you?
Right.
Do your parents, this ain't Romeo and Juliet, girl. Get back on your side.
Right.
Don't nobody want you over here. Like, so she hung up the phone, whatever. We get to the school. I showed a video. Show the screen log. Daddy quiet.
Mm.
Mm.
At the end of the meeting, I just can't shut up. What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody want to keep talking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You was harassed? Because, baby girl, you was sexually harassing my son. I
Yeah.
feel like I got a case.
Right.
Yeah.
The priest talking about, okay, now let's just, no. You didn't want to, let's
yeah.
just right there. So, my sons have nasty mouths. Duh. Like, that's how we get, like, those are my, like, my 12-year-old could probably cuss a nigga out of his socks right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say I'm happy about it. They're not rude to me. They're yes ma'am, no ma'am. They're not like that. But in the field, like, I've heard my son on the game. And that's when I was like, dang, you know how to put your cuss words together. But never to me. They don't cuss each other out in front of
Right.
me. But if you are a parent and you think your kids are not cussing at all, you're dumb.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I found out the hard
Oh,
way.
yeah.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
I
A
went
sweet
past-
boy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. My son
Yeah.
be telling people in the game, I slap the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that to my point, kids are going to be kids. And when it comes to the bullying shit, this is what I stand on. I tell my kids, don't come to me with that shit. Because you was probably doing some shit last week and they got the best of you
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
And unless, it has to be real bullying shit. They were calling my son Darius, the nigga from TikTok. They were calling Xavier Darius
Wow.
because I don't know why. The people say mean shit, but Xavier, he do his own thing too.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Well, no,
I
I
told
was
him-
going to say bless him because he be unbothered for
he
the
do
most
be
part.
unbothered, but I told him if they keep calling you Darius, you know what to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
And he was at school. He was in the gym. They kept calling him Darius. He took the basketball cart, rolled it, in front of himself and just start throwing balls at the boys that was calling him Darius.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And nuck if you buck.
Yeah.
Nobody nucked. They walked the fuck out the gym. Stop calling me Darius. Like it's a. I think parents need to realize that it's a not a roller coaster. Maybe like ebbs and flows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No kid. Some kids are really innocent,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
most kids
not
aren't.
really.
If you're getting bullied by Bobby, maybe you're bullying Stacy. Maybe you got the best of Bobby last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like these kids all got mouths, and the worst thing a mom could do, and I say this all the time, is to jump to your kid's defense.
Mm-hmm.
A kid will make a fool out of you every fucking time.
Mm.
I do not jump to defense no more. I get all my research because I've been on both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
I've
Preach.
had Jay lie on me in front of me.
Mhm.
You did say that. I said, nigga, I'll knock your ass out, this motherfucker. He talking about, no, my mom didn't say it. Like, so
Yeah.
I just feel like that bullying word is very overused.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And before you start to get in on a child, figure out what your kid did.
Yeah.
Nobody's 100% innocent. There are in some instances, but
I agree. What I will say also is that with the girls, it's a whole other world of
Yeah.
like the mean girl shit.
Mhm.
I don't know if you went through this, but middle school, once again, middle school is really a bad time
Yeah, middle school
to be a
tough
parent.
time for young for
Yes,
kids.
be warned. The girls would take turns just ignoring someone in the group.
Yeah.
And I'd always warn my daughter, don't participate in that shit because it will be your turn
Right.
at some point. Do you want that to happen to you? That's like my big thing. I
Right.
always be like, treat people the way you want to be
Yes,
treated.
exactly.
Like that's the way I live my life. And sure enough, that happened. And then sure enough, she is a little firecracker and she didn't react well to it. And then sure enough, there was threats of her being jumped and me having to send people to come to her rescue. So stuff escalates, I feel like, with girls just on the regular. Like, I've not experienced that yet with my son. Let's hope I don't. But yeah, like the girl world it gets ugly.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny that you just brought that up. My son recently had like one of his friends, like they started ignoring him. So I
Okay,
guess
so
this is
wait,
what
nowadays
boys do.
dudes act like bitches. So I also want to follow up with that thought because
Yeah, I was
maybe it
like,
isn't
what?
just girls.
He was like, yeah, they just stopped talking to me and then they all went out. And I was like, it's okay if they hurt your feelings. He was like, is it? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay that you're mad about it.
Yeah, right.
Because he
That's
was
a
like not
natural
sure if it was
reaction.
okay for him to be like
Upset.
upset. So crazy that
Yeah.
that's
Well,
like-
that was what was happening with the girls, but I guess it happens with the boys too.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Who
so
knew?
weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you have to like also worry about like their feelings being hurt. Like even if they're not the bully and they're kind of on like the receiving end of it. It's kind of crazy.
It's so funny when I think about bullying because I went to like a gifted school, so we were all kind of nerdy, but we were like nerds bullying each other.
Mhm.
Like, so we have bullies that bullied us, but then of course when you're in any social group, somebody is the bully or somebody's funny, and I think that is good for character development
I
in some
agree.
instances.
I agree.
And now we kind of need it, especially and sometimes when you're getting bullied, it's because there's something you need to know. I.e., if you're musty
Right.
or if your breath stinks, like you need to
You
kind of
need-
learn
someone
that
has
that's
to put
happening.
you up on it. So
Your
the-
parents are
They
not telling
told
you something.
nicely, you musty Melissa, but now you musty Melissa.
Now you
Right.
musty Melissa. Yep. But
Terrible.
it's something that Melissa needed to learn so that she could have a better life in high school or something
Right,
like Yeah,
exactly.
like I don't know. I
So
think
bullying
bullying
is-
is character
that's-
development.
but they don't
Yeah.
have that
Necessary.
no more.
They don't have that.
have
They,
that.
see, the bullying is so whack too. It's like they don't even have
they
real
don't
bullying.
like My So-Called Live, Jordan Catalano.
Yes.
Like they don't
Loved
have
him.
those shows where people really got bullied. Your mom was a drunk and you slept in the car. Like
Yeah.
they don't even have
Yeah, they
that
don't
shit
have real
anymore.
bullying.
They
It's so
don't have
funny.
those
Yeah.
shows anymore. Like
But everyone's sensitive.
But if there
Honestly.
is a bit of character development in
Being
getting
teased.
bullied and being
Yeah.
teased, and it teaches you
Right.
how to deal with
Well,
it.
I
and-
will tell you what shows they do have. 13 Reasons Why and like
But don't
all
they
of
die?
these.
Like the kids
Right.
commit
Well,
suicide after
because of bullying. So
Yeah.
I think it is a very different world where it's like you don't take being insulted the same way or
Yeah.
jokes the same way. I mean,
You have to- yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
everyth-
build up that tough skin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you guys like bully your kids like at home for the character development?
Yes.
I mean, I think I've done it to my son. Like when I'm like,
They-
"Yo, you need to shower." Like they're gonna tease
bully
you.
Right.
me. They bully me for sure.
I know. I
So
think
we-
you're the victim
I am the
with hearing your
victim.
stories.
Yeah, I
and there's
think
more
they
of them
do.
than you.
Yes.
So you're outnumbered.
What do they do to you?
Yes, they're
She's got
horrible.
3, so
They're horrible. horrible human being. No, I'm
Stop. No, we love them. They're not horrible.
I love my kids, but they can be very rotten. Very rotten.
All
to me.
kids can be,
Yeah,
I think.
But
That's
they can also. So I went to breakfast with Kayla, her friend, and Corey last week, and Corey was just being rotten and mean. Rotten and mean. I don't know what he was saying. And Kayla turned to him and she said, "You're being so mean to mom."
Oh.
And he apologized right away. Because I didn't react like my normal, like, yeah, you're being mean to me. I was like kind of in another place. So I was like thinking. And so he read my response as being hurt and victimized.
yeah.
When really I didn't care. Like I wasn't paying attention to him. I was in my own world.
Not you really didn't care.
I don't know what, I don't even remember him being mean. He was apparently being really mean to me, according to Kayla. I was in my own world, not even caring. So my response was like, it looked sad.
Yeah.
He apologized. It did. But I was sad. I just wasn't, I don't care what he said.
about that.
Right.
I wasn't
Sad about
bills
that.
and this man on the
Yeah.
phone.
Right. And like, I
Right.
wasn't
Sad about life, but
I
not
was sad
your
about
son.
life. Right. But Corey, I wasn't paying attention to Corey. And he apologized. And then he continued to apologize when we left on my text thread.
No.
He was like, "I'm really sorry and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And
Is
I didn't,
Kayla the protector?
Boy, I'm worried about you.
no, I never told him that. Because I was, Kayla was engaged in this sort of discussion of how mean he was to me. And it bothered her so much because, that generation is
Right.
like,
So she's the
"Bullying. You're
protective
bullying
one.
my mom.
Yeah.
Don't do that," right? Meanwhile, I'm like stressed out over some other stuff. I'm like, eating my pancakes. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But he kind of internalized what she was saying to him.
Yeah.
And he was very apologetic.
So you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
We had a mother-daughter drama episode where we touched on some of this. But Bree grew up seeing me get bullied by my mom. So I think in turn that made her like protective of me.
Yeah.
She'll read me to filth, but she ain't letting nobody else do it.
And that's great.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know about her doing it as good.
Because, we're getting older and I know my knees are going to buckle if I try to take a swing. So I need
You can't
Kayla
fight no
and
more.
Kiana. I can't. No, you can't. I can't. If anybody wants to challenge me,
Well,
just
these
know
hands still
that
work, no? Like
the hands will work. Listen, I think my knees will buckle. I will fall. I can't even see myself doing it no more. You have to really come up to me and put hands on me for me to respond.
in front of
Like,
me.
you are really going to have to do that. I would be like, you could just boss me and push me around. I'm like, I don't have it in me anymore. Fine. It's not the same as it was back in the day. I just don't have it in me. So I want my kids to step up. Now, I don't want them to get into any trouble or drama. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
you need their protection, you feel.
yes,
Okay.
I've protected you your entire life.
Yeah.
Protect me now. So
I
Kayla
cannot.
was telling him, you're being mean to mom. And, I was the victim.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what
Even
he
though-
needed to be
Even though I
called
don't even
out
know
by
what he
someone
said.
else. I
Even
know.
though I have no idea what he said.
You were not the victim. I can't.
I don't know.
Well, we're going to get into more of our children actually being the bully story. I'm contemplating sharing something. So stick around and find out.
All right.
Bye.